Copywriting is not important at all. In fact, completely ignore it and you'll be fine. I can't even say it without laughing. The greatest secret to making money is asking for it. Duh. Why is that a secret? Nobody knows how to ask for money. The people that know how to ask for money make it. And what I'm talking about is the process of making and writing an offer. An offer so compelling that I can't help but pull out my checkbook and write a check. And if I don't buy it, I can't sleep that night because I want that product so bad. When you get to a spot where you can write copy like that, you never have to worry about money again. Once you learn how to do copywriting, you print money at will. Now, copywriting is much more than a sales letter. It's how you write emails to your friends to get them to go to a movie you want to go to. It's about how you write emails to your girlfriend to show her how much you care. Yeah, you can use copywriting. It seems really manipulative when I say it like that. But I mean it in a genuine way. But I want you to think about copywriting as more than just a sales letter. Because copywriting goes in videos that you talk about. Copywriting goes into little pay-per-click ads that you put online. But most importantly, and what I don't hear anybody talking about, is that copywriting is the way that great products are made. Now, if you think about, this is the hardest thing in the world to do, but if you do it, kudos, and your life will be, I don't want to speak too general and too much in generalizations here, but what I will tell you is that the ideal way to start a business is not to come up with your own idea, but to go out and find an idea by asking questions. Then go out and write the copywriting for that idea before it exists, then sell that idea before it exists, and then finally on step 4, go out and build the product. Now, with the right copywriting mindset, you know you're going for pain, problem, solution. So the better a copywriter you are, the better you are at coming up with product ideas. Because copywriters are nothing more than psychologists, real world psychology majors that understand the human psyche and what's important to the human race. And if you're a great copywriter, I'm sure you have no problem coming up with great ideas.
So let me piggyback on that for a second, because there's a lot of good content there. You said, you go out there and find an idea, which I think a lot of people can cold call people or even have friends or family relatives in certain industries they can reach out to and then understand what their pain is, even if that's a warm lead or somewhere to start, right? But to become a copywriter is more than just guesswork or watching what other people are doing. Like you said, there's a psychology behind it, and that's a skill that a lot of people don't always have. So do you recommend that they go and try to learn that skill set and kind of become amazing copywriters right up front? Or should they look at that no different than hiring a coder? Like for example, me and you both are not coders or developers, so we don't build the infrastructures of our businesses, but we know where to go to reach out to people who can do that. Are you saying that the copywriting, especially in the earlier stages, should be kind of learned, or should it be outsourced?
I don't know if you could really get away with outsourcing it right away. Because if you're not a great copywriter, then I really question the kind of product you're making. Now, you can create great products without being a great copywriter. Copywriting is just finding the pain and simplifying it. So the example I was thinking about is the flip camera or the GoPro. Those are great product ideas, and those weren't created by copywriters, to my knowledge. They were just created by people that had pain and they wanted to film stuff, but they didn't know how. So it's possible. Ideally, I think at this point, what I would.
Because you said in your example that, you start with the idea and then you even create the copy before you even start. You actually build the product so you can really justify showcasing it before even maybe get deposits from people on it. So how do you create that copy if you're not in the online space? I know in the foundation you teach a lot to people who do not know about the tech space or do not know about the software business. And yet they're going into that line of work. So to them, it's maybe new. If you have someone who owned a burger restaurant and now they're going into copywriting, they don't know how to do that. So how do you manage that process, or what is your recommendation for people managing that process for their first one, of course?
I think most of the obstacles that you encounter when starting a business could be remedied and removed with good copywriting skills. So the copywriting checklist became famous because it was put on AppSumo. Yeah, is that where you found it?
Yeah, well, no, actually, I found it on your site.
Oh, okay. Like one of the ways that it got famous is on AppSumo, and they didn't want to put it on AppSumo. Okay, so the most important skill in entrepreneurship is salesmanship. Copywriting is an umbrella under there. That's why I'm hesitant to say, yes, you have to learn copywriting. No, it's just your life's going to be miserable if you don't. And so you don't have to. It's like a choice. It's like you can put your hand into a fire and burn it. Never mind. Like I want to talk about the AppSumo example real quick because AppSumo did not want to run our copywriting checklist. I said, hey, put this on AppSumo. It'll do awesome. And they reply back and they're like, nope, we don't want to run it. Like our products are like 100 pages. This is like a 12-page guide. How could you sell this? You know? And so those are their objections. So I reply back and I say value is not from the amount of content. That's an incorrect assumption. Value is from the organization and structure of the content. I've taken hundreds of pages of copywriting and put it into the best 12 pages, therefore increasing the value. The second one was this is a #1 selling product on Mixergy, and it's top selling. It's a top seller. And then 3, I don't want any of the money from any of it. Just put it on AppSumo. And so they ran with it. Now, if I wasn't a copywriter or I wasn't a salesman, then I would have been like, okay, cool, you don't have to run it. Now, if I wasn't a copywriter and I wasn't a salesman, I wouldn't have stayed on the phone with that guy for 20 minutes dealing with his rejections, saying, what about this? What about this? What about this? The success of your life is usually buried, like right here. And you're like up here. And you might get here, 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 and then you might give up. But you just needed to go one more step. What if I only cold called for 5 months? I wouldn't have found that idea. What if I would have hung up the phone? I wouldn't have found that idea. And what kept me going was the skill of salesmanship. And copywriting is nothing more than salesmanship in print. So at the foundation this year, in the very first phase, we're teaching copywriting. And we have not done that before. And what we're hoping is that by teaching copywriting, we'll help people become more resourceful when they come up and run up against objections. Now, when it comes to writing copy, the best way to learn it is not to read a book, but it's to go copy by hand great sales letters. And there is a product out there called copyhour.com. I make no affiliate commission by recommending it. It's like $60, and the whole premise is spend an hour a day copying great sales letters. If you do that for an hour a day for 3 months, you'll start to see the world differently. You'll start to see, and I'd love to give you an experiential awareness of that, but I don't know how. I think if you just copy it by hand, I love great copywriters. I love hanging out with great copywriters. They're so much fun. Great copywriters talk visually. They paint pictures in your mind, and you're just so compelled to them. And the greatest copywriters in the world, I can still remember reading their sales letters because they were so good. They're so good. You know, there's golf product.
Right.
And the guy was like, when you buy my golf product, you'll own the raw power of a bull moose in heat. Like, holy cow, like that sounds awesome. I could picture being a bull moose in heat, just like crushing that ball off the tee, you know?
Very cool. So, you know, one of the other questions about copywriting, and we'll kind of move on past that topic, but when you see a lot of copywriting in the old days were more just the words on a white background and different colors in terms of words. And today's copywriting, you see a lot of very enhanced visuals and the way the words are broken on the screen. It's all systematic in terms of colors and pictures used and everything else. Are those pages really necessary to sell an idea these days? Or do you still think the conventional sales letter model, of having a white background still effectively can sell a product, even if it kind of looks like what today people are, getting used to, like affiliate marketing? That's what they're getting used to. They're getting used to being sold product that way. So is that still a conventional way to selling, or is the evolution now to have beautiful graphics?
So have you heard of Mind Valley?
Mm-hmm.
So Vishen's a friend, and we were talking, and he said that the way that he structures his company is he has 2 great designers to 1 copywriter. And instead of hiring a really, really great copywriter, he'll hire a good copywriter and hire 2 amazing designers. So great copy on a page, he's found, sells product. And you can sell a product with just a headline, white background, black text. If people read the words and it's good copy, solves a problem, they will buy it. But what Vision has found is that by taking great copy and adding in the 2 designers, his product sales have gone up. So, most people are doing it wrong. So you don't need all the fancy schmancy stuff. Salesmanship is a very basic principle. And, if you go to thefoundation.com/application, you'll see our apply page. And that page converts at 30+%. And we spent 4 months designing a really attractive application page, and it was a 10% conversion rate. I was pissed. We spent thousands of dollars on this application page, making it look really good, and then we ran the split test, and I was like, oh, crap. Ugly, totally crushed the good design.
What was the learning from that? Like, was it that it was just the content mattered more than the design, or was there something specific you changed that made that conversion go 20% up? That's a big number. I mean, that's a big jump.
Yeah, 300% decrease.
Right.
Well, the big learning was we had the whole form on one page. First, the 30% application just asked for the email address for the first step. And then it was like short pages. So it's a 3-page sequence as opposed to a 1-page sequence.
So that was the big difference then. The 3-page worked better than the 1-page, or was it the opposite?
Oh, much better.
Much better.
Yeah.